Hey, it's D Square here, House of D channel, with another X-Men comic review, continuing on our Hoxpox reviews with Powers of 10, number 1, and due to its highly anticipated predecessor, House of X, being a great read, as I stated on my last review, this one dropped like it was hotter than Sunspot. We'll review this one now. Alright, so Powers of X number 1 dropped today. Like I said, hotter than Sunspot, so make sure you go get a copy. I know it may be a little late for those on the East Coast, but if you're on the West Coast and there's still time, definitely go pick yourself up one. It may sell out, but I know they're going to be doing a ton of reprints. Variant covers will be available, so definitely make sure that you go pick yours up today. But definitely my thoughts on this are it adds even more intrigue into what's happening in this new House of X Powers of 10 era. In fact, this really is, to me, House of X number 2. They are definitely intertwined. This does go and add to that. It shows you what happens to Mystique after she goes back into the portal, with that data that she stole from Damage Control. This also sets up the 4 main timelines, or time eras really, that this story is dealing with. There is the first one, which is year 1. Then there's the 10-year period after that, which is the world. And that's actually the era that the House of X, that's the era that is in. And then we have after that, 100 years later, the war. And then 1,000 years after that, we have the Ascension. So definitely intriguing. Like I said, I think this is really more of a House of X 2. But I do understand why the two books are separate, because it does seem as though this one is going to deal with all 4 of those timelines. In fact, that's what this comic does. It actually touches base with all of those timelines. So, like I said, the 10-year, the world part, we go back to that and we see what happens after Mystique goes into the portal with the data from the group of scientists. So that's really cool that it adds on to what we read last week, and then of course it establishes these 2 characters that we finally understand who they are now. Rasputin is the metal lady with the sword, which I'm particularly fond of because obviously Rasputin, Pyotr Rasputin, Liliana Rasputin. So obviously there's ties there to a character that I love. And then there's the very different character that looks like, the Gambit Nightcrawler mix. And his name, of course, is Cardinal. Very fitting as he is red. Easy to remember. But they are just some great characters that they've written here. Rasputin has a lot of heart and strength and honor, and Cardinal is interesting in his own right. But I don't want to get into spoilers here, but I really think that they embody the hopes and dreams of the X-Men, and they even kind of play that 2 sides of the coin, pacifist and more of an aggressive approach like Magneto and Xavier. So they've got a really awesome dynamic. Rasputin kicks some butt, as you've probably already seen in the previews, but if not, get ready to enjoy that. So this book is absolutely awesome, and like I said, you should definitely go get it. I'm going to give this another 10 out of 10. Can't wait for the next issue. Can't wait for next week when we get the next House of X to see how this unfolds some more. More world building, more charts. So get used to that. But there was literally one chart. Like I tweeted this on my Twitter at dsquare72. Like there's literally a page, a graphic chart, whatever you want to call it, that I literally stared at for a half hour. I mean, so we're doing more world building here, but it's actually time building almost. Like I said, these stages of time. It goes through that a little bit more with you in with another chart and off story example or graphic. It shows us again kind of like how we got here. So massive, massive intrigue. Like I said, D-Square giving this one another 10 out of 10. Hickman is knocking him out of the park. Hashtag in Hickman I trust, and I just can't wait for the next issue. And I want you to all come back so you can see that review and maybe even share your thoughts in the comments. And if you like it, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can always know when my next review is up. Okay? Thank you so much for stumbling upon my channel, coming to check me out. Peace and love, everyone.